A lot of times I am loaded in books and I want to cry. And it's a lot of the times working with your patients and how you react to them and how they react to you. I had one experience where I was up till 2 a.m. doing an assignment, and right there and then I decided I quit nursing. The next morning was my placement. Something happened at placement and I just wanted to go in the room and cry because I realized I was just so in love with nursing and that I couldn't quit, and I don't know why I made a decision at 2 a.m. that I wanted to quit, but just little things like that show me how much I love it. I grew up with my mother, single mother. She raised me herself, so she's been my biggest support, encouraging me to do anything and everything I wanted to do. My family, my grandparents, they've played a big part in raising me as well. A lot of my family is hard workers, so they taught me that hard working is important. My mom has always been really smart with money, so when I started working right away, she set me up a bank account and a savings account. So I've been saving throughout all the years that I've been working, so saving up for school. It's taught me a lot of lessons, not just financially as well. My goal was always to be a doctor, and when I went to college when I was 16, I went into just straight sciences, and that was a little bit difficult for me because the school I went to on reserve wasn't the strongest in math and sciences. I was wondering what to do. I was like, what could be my plan B? So I switched into nursing at a college level. But then I started to realize that eventually I would have to go to university to get my bachelor's. I decided to do some research and I came upon the Native Nurses Entry Program, and I got in. Nursing was kind of my plan B, but I fell in love with it actually. So when I come home, sometimes I smudge or go put medicines down. I like to bead and I like to sew. It's really important for me to keep my culture alive in this little ways. I actually only learned sewing machine when I came to Thunder Bay, my first year here. I would go to what they called Anishinabeg Mashkiki. They'd have a weekly social gathering. The men would drum every week, and then downstairs they would have sewing for women. Just kind of needs to be sewn together. And it starts to start to look like a dress. And it's just sometimes when I feel like my spirit is hurting or I'm kind of lost, I enter a sweat lodge or I smudge or I go to a powwow. It's just a lot of the times I turn back to my culture. This is my eagle fan for my dancing, my jingle dress dancing. I was gifted my 9 feathers for my fan by my grandfather. This is my jingle dress. It's kind of more simpler, this one. When I came to Lakehead, I made a hand drum and I learned how to sing. So I'm still learning. I'm not the best yet, but I'm still learning. It's just these little things, even though I can't speak fluent in my language, it's a way to keep my culture alive, and I hope to pass on traditions to my nieces and my nephews and my children. I feel like it's important for healthcare providers to be aware of the culture competency so they could understand the challenges that Aboriginals face, diabetes and sometimes HIV and AIDS that our communities deal with. Some elders I know like to use, instead of modern medicine, they like to use traditional medicine. I am aware of traditional medicines as well as these modern medicines that we use in the hospital, and try to maybe separate them or incorporate them together as best as we could. I understand some of the things that we use for Aboriginal babies, like tuckanoggin, the moss bags. Sometimes in healthcare, we feel like we're being judged as well in some ways, and I feel like when I'm there, I could connect with them a lot better too. With all the people I see at Lakehead, the Aboriginal nurses or the people going through the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, I hope they go work back with their communities, because We are the ones who understand what it's like growing up on reserve, the challenges that we face. I am a young Aboriginal woman. I am independent. I have my own apartment, my own car, a job. I am president of the Lakehead Native Student Association. I am in my third year of nursing. I'd love to be a role model for young Aboriginal people, the youth. I try to show them that not all stereotypes are correct. I don't do drugs or alcohol. I love school, so I try to show them there's like a different way that they can move off reserve. They'll have support from their family, they'll have support from people around the city, at Lakehead. No matter what the challenges you're faced, there's a journey for you and you could do it.